the week, the 23rd to the 27th of March. What to expect this week? What is the message? I don't know. Let's see eventually what the message is from Spirit. This week we have a first quarter moon in the zodiac sign of Cancer on Wednesday, the 25th. So and we are in Aries season. So let's flip the camera and see what is the message from Spirit. So as you can see, I pulled out some oracle cards. There are messages as always on the back. This time Spirit wanted me to have 4. I usually have 3, mostly because of the space the space here, but I was sitting and thinking about something before I started this reading, and that is, of course, that we exit Mercury retrograde, but the next more or less 12 to 14 days we are still in its shadow, so you will maybe feel still a little bit confused. You will still maybe feel a little bit that you have a little bit brain fog, but not as much as we had throughout this energy, because things are clearing up. We have had the astrological new year, the Western astrology, within the Western astrology, because we entered into Aries, which is the first of the zodiac, Western zodiac signs. So with that said, Aries is the pioneer. He's like the firstborn child, the one that tries out everything, tries out boundaries, exploring and expanding. And yeah, if you have many children, you know that the first one is always the test pilot for everything. So yeah, let's see. Talking about children. Indigo and crystal children. You have a bond with children. In particular, you can help children who are sensitive. Okay. I'm sorry, I had to yawn. So I had to take a little pause. I don't know why. I actually have had a good night's sleep, but yeah. Sensitive children with a yawning, and that means that some children are easily bored. That doesn't necessarily mean that they have ADHD. I feel that many children are diagnosed unnecessarily with ADHD because they don't pay attention and they don't bow to the system. You know, it's somewhat their way to appall towards the system, because they feel that this is not associated for them. And yeah, of course we can't turn the blind eye to serious behaviors, of course, like violence and serious behaviors with not being able to pay attention to different types of tasks. But the system that we have built, you know, and especially the education system, is not suitable for each and every one. There are only a few type of people who this is suitable for, and I think actually that that is suitable for people with some sort of autism, actually, yes, or people who are extremely afraid of authorities because they maybe have been very strictly raised from their parents, you know, with that said, maybe they have experienced bad things when they have not done what the parents has told them to do, you know, like unfortunately violent things. So sensitive children are the ones who see the world in a different way, you know, the visionaries, the artistic, the one that ask the weird questions, the ones who are curious, right? So maybe there is something about you have that type, you have a child that is like this, or maybe you work with children, or maybe this is an emphasis that you should work with children who who are a bit different, not different like different diagnosis. It could mean it, but for me, this is the curious child, the child that has a vivid imagination. Yeah. Okay, next. Passion. Trust and follow your renewed passion in your love life and career. So with entering into Aries season, me myself, I feel more. I feel that I have been waking up, and of course we had this equinox passage, also the weekend that passed, and here in the northern hemisphere where I live, this means of course we are entering into this is the gateway to spring. And to me, spring, when I lived in my home country, spring was always the threshold from almost being like Sleeping Beauty. And yeah, you have been almost like spring is the prince that kissed you and woke you up. And now then now that you have been waking up, you feel because you have been sleeping not for 100 years, but winter time is of course a period to rejuvenate and do the introspection. Okay, next, sensitivity. Look at this, passion and sensitivity, indigo children, interesting. You're extra sensitive to energies and emotions right now. Honor yourself and your feelings. Yes, because you just have woken up. When you just have woken up, you know, in the morning, when you wake up, you feel a little bit, you feel a bit sensitive, you know, sensitive towards light, sensitive towards loud noises, just at least for me, my skin feel a little bit sensitive. You know, you have been sleeping under this cozy duvet blanket. You know, your the temperature in your body is perfect. and you have to go out of the bed and enter into the room that is a little bit cold. So yeah, you're just waking up, so be a little bit careful with yourself. And all is well. Everything is happening exactly as it is supposed to. With hidden blessings, you will soon understand. So, just don't worry, be happy, I feel, always when this card comes out. Don't worry, be happy, everything is exactly as it's supposed to be. Maybe you have been worried. Me, myself, this Mercury retrograde has been weighing very hard on my shoulders. I haven't felt the need to do anything. The other Mercury retrogrades I have felt, like being in a prison, like I'm being caged in and I have to do, even though the energy is caging us, but I have been feeling claustrophobic the previous Mercury retrograde, but this time I just have felt passive, extremely passive, and I haven't felt the urge to do anything other than being exactly as it's supposed to be, within introspection and focusing solely on me, myself and I. I don't know, that is a rap. I've forgotten the name of the rap, but me, myself and I, yeah. Okay, introspection, yes. Sensitivity, passion. The indigo and crystal children is, of course, associated with the high priestess. They are extremely sensitive to energies and extremely intuitive. So this is a beautiful confirmation with this energy. Heighten on your emphasis on your intuition this upcoming week. Maybe you have come more attuned with your intuition throughout this Mercury retrograde in Pisces, and okay, we have Monday. And there is something about this, because it's so dark, there is something about this new moon that we had very recently, also in the zodiac sign of Pisces. So maybe if this is work related, maybe you should use your intuition for a project. Oh, that was too many. I just want Friday. Can we get Friday, please? Okay. That was too many. Just one more card. Okay, I fill this one. Oh. So things are wrapping up throughout this week. This is very interesting because this reminds me of the full moon that we will have on April 2nd. And with the 21 here, this also makes me think about the Empress, the Empress energy. You can see the Empress within the world, within this Yggdrasil, the tree of life. And I had a very interesting conversation with AI about the tree of life. I want to use the time to talk about this now, but yeah. Okay, let's see. Monday, the Hermit. Talk about introspection again. Using your intuition, hermitize yourself on Monday. Use with a hermit. You know, in the old days, as I've said so many times before, in the old days, they actually had it was for the rich people actually had as what is it called, as some sort of curiosity. Yes, some sort of curiosity. They actually had a hermit that lived on their estate, and people could go to this hermit and ask, or just go to the hermit and look at it as a curious thing. And but the hermit, of course, was the wise person who lived very simple. You can see this reminds me of Gandalf the Grey before he became Gandalf the White. And you know, Gandalf the Grey, he had lived on in this this realm for many thousands of years, centuries, I don't know. And he had a lot of experience. Now, and of course he passed the test. That is the interesting analogy from when he went from Gandalf the Grey up until Gandalf the White, because this is some sort of an analogy for our soul, you know, that we pass through tests through many lifetimes, and through many lifetimes we are Gandalf the Grey up until our soul has reached a point when we level up and become Gandalf the White, and we don't have to come down to earth to work with ourselves anymore. Yeah. So there is something about to me, this is, if this is a work environment, you are the knowledged one. Maybe you have worked within this company for many years, and you have so much knowledge, and you are a beacon of light for others, especially new employers, and you are a resource to this company. And maybe you have get honored finally for this, I don't know. 5 of Swords. Something breaking your heart. This is, of course, the conflict of the mind. The conflict of the mind. The conflict between the mind and the heart. I don't know, maybe this is a project that is a little bit giving you some sort of a headache. I don't know. A project that gives you a headache. 8 of Swords. Oof. So the 8 of Swords is, of course, that you feel that you are imprisoned, but you realize that you have not been imprisoned at all. Interestingly enough, it's the emphasis of the 4 of Swords within the circle here. Maybe when you take some time off, you will when you take some time off, you will see that you haven't been stuck at all. So yeah, take some time off before you free yourself. Interesting. So here we have the 4 of Swords. Yes. You need to take a pause. Yeah, you need to go maybe seek some answers from your ancestors. You can see the bears here. That is the symbol of ancestors and inheritance. Maybe go back to your birthplace, like the salmon. The salmon is always going back to their birthplace to make new life. And many salmons even die in this attempt. They die in this attempt to do this. So, but even though, don't worry, everything is always well, even though the energy is a little bit conflicting here. And again, we have the 1-2. This reminds me, look at this, 1-2-2-1. This is at least a sign for me, because I see the 1-2-2-1 many times. I don't know if it's a signal for me. I have life path number 3, so maybe this is confirmation. And again, this adds up to life path number 33. That is the master, healer. The master healer. Yeah. The hanged one is also very interesting, because I will share a little part of the tree of life, you know, from Norse mythology, Yggdrasil, or the tree of life. You know that Odin, he put himself to rest, like the hanged one. He put himself to rest, like the hanged one, in the tree of life, because he wanted the experience. So this is an experience that you want. Maybe I should cover this up, I don't know. This is an experience that you have been emphasizing on. So I highly encourage you to look at the story of Yggdrasil, the tree of life, and Odin, and you will find the analogy for you within that story. Because it's interesting, because the Hermes is, for me also, with the Gandalf the Grey and Gandalf the White, is also, to me, associated with Odin again. Okay. But either way, you are completing a cycle through this week. That is there is something that is finishing off that you can't see quite yet because it's underneath the surface. So you have to use your intuition this week wisely. Take some time off. Free yourself. Honor yourself and your feelings. Honor that you are maybe a sensitive soul. Okay. Thank you so much for watching this a little bit long video, but I hope you enjoyed it. Those of you who have birthday the upcoming week, happy birthday to each and every one of you, and I see you again in another reading. Bye bye.